There are some models or types in comparison. Here is the first model, positive form. Some keywords we can use and form the comparative and the superlative forms, and we can transform the comparative to superlative and superlative to positive and positive to the comparative. Here is the first model and some key points. No other, as good as. Comparative, better than any other. Superlative, the best. The adjective good is taken as an example to express the model 1, the hints, or we also call some key points. Let us see an example of the model 1, positive. No other country in the world as great as India. As great as is comparing with none, means no comparison is made in the first sentence, the positive one. Let us see the next comparative form. India is greater than any other country in the world. Here, India is compared with other countries. The comparative form we have used greater than. Let us see the superlative form. India is the greatest country, means there is no other country greater than India, means it is the greatest one. The positive form shows comparing with no one. It means it shows the mere existence. Second one, the comparative form shows it compares with the other. The third one, it is the highest degree and there is no comparison made, and it could be the highest degree of all. Let us see one more example of model 1. No other boy in the class is so clever as Vikas. Comparative form. Vikas is cleverer than any other boy in the class. And the superlative. Vikas is the cleverest boy in the class. The first one, no comparison is made. So clever as, the adjective is used. Comparative. Vikas is compared with the other boy in the class. Next one, the third one, the superlative form. Vikas is the cleverest of all the boys in the class. Let us see one more example of model 1. No other tree in the garden is so old as this. Comparative. This tree is older than any other tree in the garden. Superlative. This is the oldest tree in the garden. Here we have old. No comparison is made. Second one. Older than any other tree. Comparison made with other tree. And the oldest. It is highest degree and it is the oldest of all the trees in the garden. Let us now see the model 2, some hints or the key points. Positive, very few, as good as. Comparative, better than, most other. Superlative, one of the best. Let us learn the model 2 with some examples. Example 1. Very few planets are as big as Jupiter. Comparative form. Jupiter is bigger than many other planets. Superlative form. Jupiter is one of the biggest planets. Here we have as big as. No comparison is made. Here is bigger than many other. Comparison made with other planets. And one of the biggest planets. It is the superlative degree of the biggest, and there are many planets and it is one of them. Let us learn the models with some more examples. Example 2. Very few animals are as useful as the cow. As useful as the cow. No comparison is made. Comparative. The cow is more useful than many other animals. More useful than. Superlative. The cow is one of the most useful animals. Let us learn the model 2 with some more examples. Example 3. Very few Indian cities are as big as Vizag. No comparison is made. Vizag is bigger than many other cities in India. Bigger than many other cities. And the superlative form. Vizag is one of the biggest cities. Vizag is one of the biggest Indian cities. The superlative form. Vizag is one of the biggest Indian cities. It means there are many biggest cities in India and it is one of them. Let us learn the degrees of comparison. Model 3. There will be no superlative degree between only two people or persons or things. The key points are the hints. The positive one, not as good as, comparative, better than, and this model has no superlative degree because we compare only between two things or two people. Degrees of comparison. Model 3. Let us see some examples. I am not so great as he. Here only comparison is made between two. This is the positive one. And comparative form is he is greater than I. The comparison made only between two people. And this model 3 does not have the superlative form, only comparative and the positive. Model 3. Let us see some more examples. Vikas is not so wise as Naveen. Comparative form. Naveen is wiser than Vikas. Only comparison made between two people, Naveen and Vikas. Wiser than is a key point. Let us see one more example of Model 3. Sachin does not bowl so fast as Pathan. Comparative form. Pathan bowls faster than Sachin. Degrees of comparison. Model 4. Let us learn the key or hints. Positive, at least as good as. Comparative, not better than, and it doesn't have the superlative degree because we compare with only two things or two people. Degrees of comparison. Model 4. Let us see some examples. Vikas is at least as good dancer as Naga. And the comparative form. Naga is not better dancer than Vikas. Here no comparison is made and the key points as good dancer as, and the comparative form, not better dancer than Vikas. And model 4 does not have the superlative form because we compare between two things or two people. Let us see some more examples of model 4. Here is a second example. Kumar is at least as tall as Ravi. Comparative form. Ravi is not taller than Kumar. Here comparison made between Ravi and Kumar. Example 3 of Model 4. Girls are at least as clever as boys. Comparative form. Boys are not cleverer than girls. It has no superlative form because we compare between only two. Degrees of comparison. Model number 5. Let us see the key points are the hints. Positive, some other, at least as good as. Comparative, not better than, some other. Superlative, not the best. Let us learn some examples of model number 5. Some other boys are at least as handsome as Vikas. The comparative form. Vikas is not more handsome than some other boys. And the superlative, Vikas is not the most handsome boy. Let us learn some more examples of model number 5. Here is an example. Some other buildings are at least as big as this. Comparative form. This is not bigger than some other buildings. Superlative. This is not the biggest building. Let us learn some more examples of Model 5. Here is an example. Some other dramatists are at least as popular as Narayan. Comparative. Narayan is not more popular than some other dramatists. The superlative. Narayan is not the most popular dramatist. Let me check how far did you understand the models. Here is a Model 1 task. The positive one. No other flower is as beautiful as rose. Did you please change it into comparative and the superlative forms? Comment them in the comment box. Here is another task of Model 1, the superlative form. Lead is the heaviest metal. May you get the comparative and the positive forms? Comment them in the comment box. Here is another task for you of Model 1. The comparative form. He is better than any other bowler in the team. May you get the positive and the superlative forms of it by using the model number 1? Answer these all three in the comment box. Here is a task for you. The model 2. The superlative form. Akbar was one of the ablest rulers of India. Could you please answer the positive and the comparative by using the model 2? Answer them in the comment box. Here is another task for you. Model 2. Positive degree. Very few boys are as industrious as Vikas. May you get the comparative and the superlative forms of it? Answer them in the comment box. One more task for you of Model 2, the comparative form. Napoleon was braver than many other generals. May you get the positive and the superlative forms of it? Answer them in the comment box. Here is a task for you of Model 3, positive form. Iron is not so heavy as gold. May you get the comparative form? It doesn't have the superlative degree. Comment it in the comment box. One more task for you of Model 3, comparative form. Manohar was stronger than Vikas. May you get the positive form? As it doesn't have the superlative form. Answer it in the comment box. Here is a task for you, Model 4, positive form. She is at least as beautiful as Swapna. May you get the comparative form of it, as it doesn't have the superlative form. Answer it in the comment box. Another task for you of Model 4, comparative form. Vikas is not wiser than him. May you get the positive form, as it does not have the superlative form. Answer it in the comment box. Let me check how far did you understand the degrees of comparison models. Model number 5, positive. Some beans are at least as nutritious as meat. May you get the answers of the comparative and the superlative? Answer them in the comment box. Another task of Model 5, superlative degree. Wordsworth is not the greatest poet. May you get the answers of the positive and comparative? Answer them in the comment box. Here is another task for you of Model 5, the comparative form. Swati is not prettier than some other girls in the class. May you get the positive and the superlative form of it? Answer them in the comment box.